This square and metro station are both named Arsenal, after this former munitions factory, which was at the center of a revolt by Bolshevik revolutionaries a century ago. Today, many Ukrainians question the legacy of the revolution and the communist system that followed.
We're 70 years behind the rest of the world because of communism. Europe is flourishing, but we are at a standstill, all because we took a step backwards that day. I've forgotten about the revolution. Even though we celebrated it every year during Soviet times, we were always herded to rallies and demonstrations.
It was the start of socialism. It didn't exist before then, which is why I think it was good. It was a step forward for the world.
This used to be the Lenin Museum. Now it's a memorial to the first Ukrainian People's Republic. It was founded in 1917, when the Russian Empire was crumbling. Its leaders wanted nothing to do with the revolution in Russia.
A large part of the history of the Ukrainian People's Republic was spent fighting the Russian Empire and Russian imperialism. This strengthened our sense of who we are as a people and a nation.
This historical footage shows the first days of the fledgling People's Republic. The political turmoil of the time and the costly war with the Bolsheviks are only hinted at in these shaky images. When the conflict was over, the Bolsheviks emerged victorious, and Ukraine was incorporated into the Soviet Union. The dream of democracy and autonomy was over for decades. Now the statues of Lenin are gone, and Ukraine wants to shed its communist past by law. Pyotr Shelast is the grandson of a former Ukrainian Communist Party leader. He'd like to see the revolution officially celebrated in Kiev once again.
The October Revolution gave the world a new form of civilization. That is one thing. Second, the October Revolution created the state of Ukraine. It did not exist before October 1917.
That's a view of history not shared at the museum. Historians place a different emphasis on the events that took place 100 years ago.
Society now understands that the Russian Revolution was just one event in the reorganization of the Russian Empire, but that it was carried out under a different flag, that of communism. Ukraine was not able to accept that on any level.
Today, the October Revolution is a distant event for the people of Kiev. They have more pressing issues on their minds. At the end of this past October, hundreds of demonstrators camped outside Parliament, demanding long overdue reforms. In 2017, confronting the government is considered part of democracy, in contrast to a century ago.